Hi everybody, my name is Jalen and I am a soon-to-be student teacher. I have a minor in literacy and I'm just about to complete my degree in elementary education with my teaching license here in Iowa. And so today I thought I would do a vlog style getting ready for student teaching and talking about some of the things that I'm doing. I start student teaching in just a couple days. It's a Friday right now and I start on Monday. It is currently January, and yesterday I had a meeting for student teaching and we got a ton of information, and so my to-do list quickly grew. And so I have a lot of things that I can get done and I would like to do those, and I'd like to walk you through what I'm doing. So a couple things: I need to add a bunch of dates to my planner for this year. We have meetings every week for student teaching, and I'd like to add in, if I have time, some professional development days and just some of the schools like spring break and holidays and different things that they're taking off. So I have that in my own planner and I'm not like behind and don't know what's coming up. My mentor teacher asked me to pick a read aloud and bring that to the first day. So I am choosing to bring The Wild Robot, and I have a resource on my Teachers Pay Teachers for that, where I come up with questions, different predicting and comprehension questions, and making text-to-text connections and text-to-oral connections. And I printed out all of my questions on sticky notes, put them into the book in the chapters that they match with or correlate with. But I know that book is not going to last me. My first placement is 8 weeks. I know that it's not going to last me 8 weeks of read alouds. So I'd like to plan ahead and get some other resources created for a couple other books. So the book that I've actually never read but am hoping to get through today is The Story of Dr. Dolittle. I know it's popular. I'm in a 3rd grade classroom for my first 8 weeks, and I know that this is a popular read aloud for 3rd graders. So I'd like to get through that book, add some dates to my planner, read through the student teaching handbook and some of the resources that we were given yesterday in my meeting. I also have a few errands to run, and yeah, so I just like to walk you through my day, and I hope that you gain something from this video. If you are about to student teach or thinking about becoming a teacher, I hope this helps you. So let's go and maybe make a coffee to start our day and get some breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet either. It is currently 11 a.m. My time, so I'm gonna grab a snack, some coffee, and then I think I'm gonna head to my mom's house. She's working from home today, and kind of hang out with her while I do some of my to-dos. Okay, it has now been a full day, and I did a little clip it this morning of making my coffee. I literally had one sip and then did not touch it. I put too much creamer in it for my liking. It was too sweet, and I just wasn't feeling coffee this morning after I made it, so that did not totally work out. I also have a little clip it of me reading Dr. Dolittle, and I'll put that in now as I kind of voice over it. It's pretty short because I time-lapsed it, but I usually like when I did The Wild Robot that I mentioned this morning, I listened to the audiobook and follow along in like a hard copy book, which is what I like to do. And then I like to like make the resources as I do that. So that is what I did for Dr. Dolittle. I listened to most of it and then made the resource as I was listening to it and following along, which is really great. I can also ensure then that the audiobook lines up with the story, which is great in case I ever need to use that. I always try and find the audiobooks for free on YouTube. So I can link the one that I was listening to, and I can show you right now what the cover looks like. I left off on chapter 14, but that, I don't want to show you too much, is the cover on YouTube, and it just is the story of Dr. Dolittle. I started listening to one that I thought was the same, and it was like The Voyages of Dr. Dolittle, and it is not the same. I realized right away, so I want to make sure I had the right one, which is why it's great to like actually have your hard copy book. I made it clear to chapter 14, and this audiobook has, I think, 21 chapters, which is interesting because my book only has 18. So it doesn't totally line up perfectly, and some of the like language isn't totally accurate, but for the most part it like correlates, which is great. And I'm really loving the story. I've never read it or listened to it. I've owned it for a really long time, and it's a great story, so I'm really glad that I'm doing that. And then the resource I'm creating for TPT, but also for my own use, is printable sticky notes. For The Wild Robot, I did a PowerPoint with questions and like a craft at the end and everything that you could display. And then later on, I figured out for my own use that I would like to have sticky notes because I don't know that I'll always be able to display the PowerPoint. So I have both resources on my TPT and I have it as a bundle. This is what these sticky notes look like. Let me see here. For The Wild Robot, I did like combined chapters. So here's like, what is it, chapter 6, 7, and 8 that you would ask at the end of 8. And so I ask all kinds of questions like prediction questions, what's the setting, text to text, text to self, text to world connections, just really anything, comprehension questions, keeping the kids engaged. For Dr. Dolittle, because it's such a shorter story and a little bit longer chapters than The Wild Robot, I'm doing sticky note questions for each chapter, and we'll see how that goes. But like, for example, here's a Wild Robot question. What other ways could Roz have gotten up the cliffs? Do you think Roz has a personality? Why or why not? And if you've read the Wild Robot stories, you know that Roz is a robot and has like is very personable, intentionally, I think, but that's a very relevant question for kids to think about and know. So anyway, I'm starting with the Wild Robot, planning to on Monday, but I'm really excited that I did the story of Dr. Dolittle because that would be a good second choice, if I choose that or my kids choose that. If I'm not mistaken, the story of Dr. Dolittle is like a standalone, even though there are short series that go along with it, and like different versions, I guess. But I really like to do a series because if you read the first one, it's always great to then get kids excited to read the second one. And I think The Wild Robot is a really exciting book to do that because when I read The Wild Robot, it really left me on that kind of like cliffhanger of like, I want to know what happens. And so it's great that they have a second book, and I haven't read that one yet. But that was the update for the story of Dr. Dolittle, which was a big task that I did today. I also updated my resume, which I'm not going to show you because there's a lot of personal information on there. I was thinking about it, but I think there's too much. But I'm really happy with that update. I did a lot of things this past semester that are very relevant to add to my resume, so I'm super happy that I got that updated. That was something else I was working on all day. And then I also got an email of like the weekly update to-do list kind of thing for this coming week for student teaching. So I can kind of read through those, so that way if you have something similar, I know every program is different. This is kind of what is expected of me and maybe expected of you if you are planning on student teaching. So first, we have this thing called an active engagement guide. And basically that is how we can be actively engaged in student teaching if we are not actively teaching. So like that first week I might do the read aloud, but then like, what else do I do? Like, what do I do when my teacher's teaching? Or what do I do when, you know, I have like downtime, or when something happens, right? And I am not like in the front of the class participating in something. What can I be like looking for? Also just like, what things do I need to be doing that week, right? Like, what kind of connections do I need to be making with staff in the building, or what other things do I need to ensure that I have like aligned? So that is something I need to look over. Even though I did yesterday, I need to like review again because it was really rushed yesterday in the meeting I talked about. We also have to schedule an initial conference or check-in, and that is like a 10-minute Zoom with my supervisor, who is like looking over me and grading me, and who will come and observe me. It's a Zoom with me, my supervisor, and my mentor teacher. So we have to schedule that. We have seminars every week on Wednesdays. Some weeks it's Tuesdays. This week we do not have one. There's like an optional Zoom support if you want to join, but it's not like a mandatory extension of our learning. So that was a reminder on the list. And then we have a few things to do at the end of the week. So every week we have to log our hours that we student teach, because it's expected that we have 320 hours by the end of our student teaching journey. I'm not sure actually if that's the first 8 weeks or total, and I don't know the math in my head to calculate that, but 320 either for the first 8 weeks or for total, and I'm not totally sure. I feel like it's total, but I could be wrong. 40 hours a week, 4 times 8. Okay, that's the first one, I think. Anyway, beside the point, I think that's the first 8 weeks, but 320 hours. We have to log our hours every week in this system through our university to ensure that we're meeting the requirements to get our teaching license. We also have to make a long-range goal plan, which is like a plan with our mentor as to what we'll be teaching what weeks. So for example, I might do the read aloud on days 1 and 2, and then days 3, 4, and 5 I might do the read aloud and morning meeting, and then the next week I might do the read aloud and math, and the next week I might do morning meeting, the read aloud, and reading, and the next week I might do reading small group and reading and the read aloud and math, and then 1 to 2 weeks I'll take over the whole week and do everything, and take over science for half the week and social studies for half the week, and then like I said, 2 weeks we'll be doing everything, and then we do a gradual release back to them. So I'll teach full-time for 2 weeks, and then I might give up math and science, and I'll still teach the rest, and then the next week I might give up reading small group, morning meeting, math, science, and the second half of the week I'll give up social studies, and next week it'll be back to my teacher full-time. So similar to my gradual release given to me, I gradually release the workload back to her, so my mentor. We also have to get a video release document to have permission to record our teaching, and for that to be viewed by our supervisor, because there are students in these videos when we're teaching, so we need to have a administrator confirm that that is okay. And then we have to practice the website that we'll be recording our lessons on. So that is this next week's to-do list / this week's to-do list. And then we have a coming week to-do list that I won't go through right now. But if you're interested, if anybody's interested, I could always make a short video or do another one similar to this about like what is continually expected throughout the semester. Some things I didn't get to today. I did not run a lot of my errands, so I need to do that this weekend, and just make sure I get some things wrapped up before next week, as I assume per usual that I'm gonna be so busy that I can't do anything, but I'd just like to get a few things done. I also did not get to finish adding to my planner, which is okay. I might do that now and include it at the end here for you. You can just watch the time lapse of me writing in that, or I might put it before this too. So you'll know if I did it, but I'm pretty comfortably caught up. I need to add a few more things from the to-do list. Oh my goodness, the to-do list that I just like explained to you. But here's like an example, literally all I'm adding right now, because I don't know the like long-term to-do list, but I know I have those meetings and I know the dates of those meetings. So this is my planner. This is kind of what it looks like. So we have like days of the week, and then I'm putting either, I have stickers that say like meetings, stickers that say priority, and stickers that say important, and maybe another kind of sticker. And I'm putting those here, and then I put like via Zoom or the location, and then the times that those take place. Or if there's no meeting, then I don't put a sticker, and I just ensure that I know for my future self that there is not a meeting that week and I didn't just forget to write it in. Let's see. The other side has a long to-do list, which I love. That is something that is, I just love making long to-do lists, but that's new to me in like a planner format. Usually I make my long to-do list like on the calendar side. So that's really nice. A notes section, which I don't know how I'm gonna use that. If it might be like an overlap of my to-do lists, or if it might be like student teaching notes or reminder notes. And then at the bottom there's reminders and goals for the week, which we will see if I end up using those. Oops. Those are some of my stickers from an old planner. You can see at the top what was the other one? Priority, important, remember, and meeting. So I ran out of the meeting one, so I'm just using some of the others. And then as you can see, I've used a lot of these like in past planners, but this planner is from Home Goods. So if you're interested, I don't know that I know the brand. I do not know the brand, but this is like what it says at the bottom. If you cannot find it at your Home Goods, I want to make sure you can see it. I'm not sure if you can, but Home Goods, check your Home Goods or TJ Maxx. That's where I almost always buy my planners. I know a lot of people teachers love like the happy planners, or I know there's some others that they love. And that's just not in my budget. So I got this and I will hopefully use it more. Let's see, I think that is all of the updates I have for now. Some of what I did today, we went out to an Italian restaurant for dinner in town. It was so good. So it was nice to like do something outside of like sitting and working all day. And I also just used this and wanted to like shout it out because it's so good. It is a lip balm and it's called the Biggie Flow? No, Biggie Low. Bigelow? This is what it looks like. It is on Amazon in a 3-pack, and the scents don't like sound appealing to me personally. Like a lot of them are like, I think it's like rose and vanilla or original or lavender. Maybe it's lavender. Anyway, I don't think they smell like their descriptions. They smell much better than that. So they are fantastic. I know I won't be using them teaching. I have like actual ones that you don't have to like dig your finger into. But when I'm at home, I love to dig my finger into a chapstick or lip balm. And this one is so good. It's also for like elbows and literally anywhere it says on it. So elbows, cuticles, lips, face, knees, put it anywhere. It's fantastic. So I wanted to shout that out. That is everything I have for now. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I will take your guys' feedback and, you know, we'll see where this goes. But if you're interested in more like day in the life of actually student teaching, I know this was like preparing for student teaching a little bit, but that is really all I had. I was going to share what was in my bag for student teaching, but I might share that another time. I just really, the main things are for sure my planner, for sure the read aloud book, for sure a folder, and like pens, pencils, and then I obviously carry like I said, chapstick, hand lotion, a granola bar, gloves, like very basic but important needs that I may have throughout the day. But I could give you like a backpack haul, what's my backpack video if you're interested. Just let me know, and I will take your guys' feedback, like I said, and we will see where this goes. I'm really excited to get started, and that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like I said, leave a comment if you are wanting to see something specific, or just like any constructive feedback that you may have. So thank you. I hope that wherever you are at in your teaching journey or in your journey of life, that it is going well for you. So I will hopefully see you later.